A lot of people out there are saying that this newest World of Remnant video is a bit of a letdown, and on some cases I kinda agree. Hey everybody out there in YouTube land, Jake of the OneManBand is back again, and welcome back to another RWBY review, episode, analysis, breakdown, whatever you want to call it. This time we're looking at another World of Remnant video, Between the Kingdoms. Now, this World of Remnant video is taking up where the last four pretty much left off. We've talked about the four big kingdoms on the World of Remnant, and now we're going to talk about what goes on in between those two, in between kingdoms. Not like politically or militarily or economically, but literally physically, what goes on between them. And you see, the major gripe, I think, with this World of Remnant video is that most of us, most of this information was already given to us, or at least left open enough for us to figure out what it meant and what goes on actually in between kingdoms. But just in case any of you guys are new or maybe missed out on one of my previous reviews, we're gonna go over what this episode talked about. So Crow starts off the episode by saying, between the kingdoms is, let's not beat around the bush, lots and lots of Grimm. That's where they live. I mean, they wouldn't be living in the kingdoms because the kingdoms are pretty safe. So there's lots of Grimm out there, but he does address us as the audience as a huntsman or a huntress, which makes me think maybe this is kind of like he's teaching a class at Signal Academy, or maybe he's talking to RWBY at some point with this, or maybe Team Ranger themselves. It's just a little bit more of an immersion into the world that I think is actually kind of cool. But he goes on and says that, you should be fine because you're a huntsman or a huntress, that there's some Grimm out there. Just don't get overrun, because that's the big thing. 1 or 2 Grimm is okay, but you can easily get overrun if there's a lot of them. It's a lot like zombies. 1 zombie's fine. Anyone can kill 1 zombie. But it's kind of hard to kill 15 zombies on your own. And if you don't have a gun. Even if you have a gun, it's hard. So, outside the kingdoms are indeed small towns. Now, I was a little bit disappointed that in this World of Remnant video, these small towns aren't really given any kind of, reason for them to be outside the kingdoms other than the people who live in these towns, don't agree with, how the kingdom runs their city, or just wants to have a free life outside the kingdoms. It never said that any of these towns, like fish for the kingdoms or provide food or anything like that, because that's what I would think. Things outside of these walls would have to provide food, would have to fish, would have to hunt, farming with domesticated animals. That way the kingdoms can have, milk and vegetables and meat and all the stuff that they would need for life. How I think that the towns and the kingdoms kind of exist together is that the kingdoms kind of provide the network, the internet, if you will, from their CCT towers, and defense. They provide weaponry, mercenaries, and huntsmen. They train huntsmen, and the huntsmen go out, protect these towns. The weapons from the kingdoms go out and protect these towns, and in return, the towns, help provide food, clothing, raw materials for the kingdoms. So I think it was kind of a missed opportunity for us not to hear that in this World of Remnant video. But anyway, these small towns outside of the kingdoms. So the people who live outside of the kingdoms and in these small towns appear and disappear rather quickly. Sometimes they stick around for a while, and sometimes they don't even last a year. How they survive is how the kingdoms survive. It's a combination of natural barriers, good defenses, and stubborn citizens. If you have all three, chances are you're town is going to remain on the map for a very long time. If you're missing one or two of those, you're probably not going to last very long. Now, the major problems that these towns have, due to the fact that they're lying outside of the kingdoms, is that they're under constant awareness that they can be attacked by the Grimm at any time. But most of the time, they're able to, fight them off. Once again, with natural barriers, good defenses, stubborn citizens. But we do know that there is a bandit problem on the World of Remnant. And bandits travel around, they never stay in one place for too long, they're all very good fighters, and they prefer to attack caravans traveling in between towns and kingdoms. Now, these bandits never settle in one place. Their groups are a cesspool of bad emotion, which we know attracts the creatures of Grimm, so they never stay in one place too long. Because if they do, then they'll be overrun by Grimm. And that's why when a group of bandits attacks a town, chances are a Grimm attack is going to come right afterwards. We saw that in episode 2 of RWBY, Volume 4. The episode wraps up with Crow saying that a majority of the World of Remnant has been mapped. Although there are some places where people have gone in, but nobody has ever come back out. So we know that there are dead areas in the fact where if you go in there, you're gonna end up dead. So we know that there are very dangerous areas out there where there's probably the very old Grimm living there, Grimm breeding grounds, and Crow even says that somewhere out there is where she dwells. And that is the most important part of this World of Remnant video, is that we know that the Grimmscape, where Salem is, exists on the World of Remnant. It's not an alternate dimension, it's not another satellite orbiting Remnant, it's not the moon, it's on Remnant somewhere. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be looking at the Dragon continent to the northwest. Some are going to be looking at the far east on near Mantle, because it's kind of like weirdly colored over there. And I honestly have no idea where Salem might be oriented, because she could be pretty much anywhere for the most part. So the only thing that we're going to have to do is we're going to have to continue to watch World of Remnant videos, continue to analyze not only World of Remnant videos, but also RWBY videos as well, and, of course, stick together. We got to stick together on this, people. No arguing, no fighting. We need to reunite the kingdoms, reunite all those little towns that lie outside of the kingdoms, and we'll be okay. Hey everybody! Thanks for watching this very short video. I mean, once again, there wasn't really much to go off of this one that we didn't already know. But I hope you enjoyed anyway. Be sure to leave a like and favorite if you did. Subscribe, of course, if you feel inclined to. Check out some other videos that I have. Check out some links to social media pages and my Patreon account if you want to support me that way. I would really appreciate it because it helps me out a lot. Big thanks to my Patreon sponsors. You guys are all awesome. And I want you people to be a good person, tip your waitresses, keep moving forward, and I'll see you guys next time I'm out there in YouTube land. I'll see you then. Yeah.